exhale, we're going to press our feet down into the ground. We're going to tune into our own wildness, the same way that plants root down. We are that wild nature. We have these roots that extend down from the together, breathing in. And another breath right into the sanctuary of your body. And filling it up and exhaling, just sinking it down, rooting it down. And gently bringing your eyes open with a soft gaze. And that's the cornerstone of wombing. How different does that feel in the room now for you? How present do you feel? Yeah. So now we can talk about wombing. It's this feeling. It's a little bit of this core feeling that you get when you're at home in your body, when you feel comfortable and confident. And at Be Wild Woman, I've developed a program that helps women to feel confident, sexy, comfortable in their body. And I put it together step by step so that women can feel connected with their wild wisdom and that can be free to express it out in the world. And, it's so important that we be able to express our wisdom and be able to be connected to it. And as women, there are many ways that we don't feel safe to do that. We're bombarded with things that aren't safe. And that also goes for you sacred masculine that are here. There are ways that we're bombarded with not feeling safe to express our femininity. And I know that men listening to that resonate with that there's, growing up, was that okay for you to be feminine and comfortable in your body? What would have happened if you would have done that? Yeah. Yeah. And what would have happened if you were a little kid in school and had been talking about your feelings to other kids in school?
Well, first of all, I don't even think they understand.
Yeah.
And, second of all, they would laugh at you if they did understand.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
That's all changing, thank God.
Starting to change, but still little kids, if you're doing this, pretty easily called a faggot, or it's not okay for you to be safe with that. So I just wanted to take a moment for that, with men going, where does it relate for me? Now we're going to go back to women, so that's kind of a little anchor there. But as women, when we step out the door, even before we step out, when you're watching TV, you're already bombarded with things that aren't safe. You think about, what am I going to wear today? Is this okay to wear this today? Am I going to be walking in the subway? Is someone going to be having a camera there looking under if I'm walking in the subway? Are people going to be, flirting with me? Are they going to be coming on? Is this a safe outfit for me to wear? It's something we all have to consider as women. Is it safe for me to be walking here at night? Is something going to happen to me here? Ways that we've been told that us opening up and feeling comfortable is not okay. On the other hand, we have this pressure to be sexy, to look sexy, to wear heels, look at the fashion runway. How many of those things are comfortable for those women to wear? When you look at a magazine and you have these airbrushed women in there that are 14 years old, what do they know about sexuality at 14? They don't even know, most of them don't know what it feels like, and they're being pressured to be these symbols of sexuality. And then we look at it as women and go, that's what I'm supposed to look like. And we lose track of, what am I supposed to feel like? What good is it if you look great out there and you don't get to enjoy it? We're meant to be able to feel and enjoy that. And instead, we're bombarded in our world. And other ways that it shows up as we listen to our bodies tell us, this is not working. I'm not comfortable. I don't feel safe. As much as we are in this masculine world that says you can overcome things with your mind, that the body is not safe, that you can take a pill to take care of that you can use your willpower and change that, your body doesn't lie. Wildness incorporates a wild nature that we have. And our bodies naturally express themselves. And they're safe. Our womb goes through all kinds of things as women. It's common, almost every woman has problems with their cycles, has cramps, has PMS, bloating, and it's like, oh, here, take some pills. This is what you do. This is what we as women do. Not to mention that 1/3 of women, at least, if not more, have fibroids. Or the creativity needs to be expressed, and instead there's this beautiful creativity that's inside their body where nobody gets to see it because it's not safe. What if I open my mouth and say this? What if I wear this? What are you going to think if I do that? Right? What are other people going to think? It's not safe. Women having hysterectomies as a common thing, and it's starting to shift so much, but there's still a high amount of women that has hysterectomies. And is there anybody in here that doesn't know a woman that's been sexually assaulted? Has been sexually assaulted? Is there anybody, I'm wondering if one can raise their hand, that doesn't know a woman that's been sexually assaulted? Sexually assaulted. That we're all bombarded with these things, and it's it's something that we live with, but we don't look at, well, what do we do differently? And so our bodies go through all this stress, and we stay up here and stay thinking about it. In fact, what does it bring up when I say the word safety? Anybody, what happens when I say safety? Anybody tune into your body? Anybody want to share? The word safety. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody, what comes up to you when you think of the word safety?
Well, I have a lot of ones. I realized this was about 10, 15 years ago that I went to the Michigan Women's Music Festival, and I was walking at 3 a.m. in the morning in a light drizzle, naked, holding my girlfriend's hand through the woods. And I realized that until that moment I had never, ever felt safe. Ever in my whole life, that I wasn't going to be attacked or raped, or that someone wasn't going to hurt me. And that was the first and only time I've ever felt truly safe.
Yeah.
And that was really, that knowledge that that's how it is for basically every woman is a really scary thing.
It
really
is.
Upsetting thing.
It's scary, yeah.
I realized that a place of safety that I had never experienced was the moment of being able to completely completely grieve in the presence of another person, my lover, my partner, my present partner. And he didn't say anything, he didn't do anything, but just contain the space for me. And it actually made me express more and feel more and cry more and shake more. Like everything was able to move. And there's been difficulties for me since because things have been moving, but that was that level of safety because it didn't need to be explained or defended or even like, oh, you are wonderful, you are strong. It was just like nothing. It was just being.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you notice there's this wonder about that. It's that she's talking about how amazing it felt, but she's talking about one incident. It's not like she goes, well, I feel safe all the time. She goes, wow, it's amazing to have that. We're hungry for safety. And instead, we're pushed to be another direction. Let's go out and be as strong as men. If you're men, let's just stay right in the masculine. Let's certainly not go there where it's vulnerable. That's really not that important. I can conquer over that. What I want to share with you is by paying attention to all those places that are vulnerable. By paying attention to those, you create that safety for yourselves. Now, you're listening to that and going, well, that sounds fine and dandy, but it's kind of really scary to do that. And that's the other thing. We need to create the safety for ourselves to do that. We need to have that as a common language of how do I do that for myself. We need to restore the sense of what does safety look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? when do I know that I'm safe? We need to know these things. Otherwise, it's not something that we can communicate so much. We're working with a handicap. Oh, safe means this and this and this. We have to know what it is for ourselves. And that's something I wanted to share, that was something that I had to learn for myself. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing it, because I see what a difference it's made in my life, what it's made possible. It's made it possible for me to get up and talk in front of a bunch of people and share it, because I know it's important, but before I would have never been able to do that. I would have been up here and, but now I'm confident to say, you know what, I want to feel safe and I'm going to bring you along with me. It's being able to say, that's going to mean that I'm going to be able to share more information with you. So how do we do that? How do we start to create safety for ourselves? How do we reestablish that? Well, first is starting to ask these questions. And so what we're going to take a little bit of a journey, and I'm going to have you turn to somebody next to you, and I'm going to have you share, as these two shared over here, moments that felt safe for them. We can start anchoring them in by moments that we notice it. Then we need to find someone that you can talk to and share something that makes you feel safe. It could be a person, a place, a moment, or it could be something in your imagination, like, this and this would feel safe to me. This is what it evokes. So find somebody to share that with. Is there anything a person or a place or something that's felt comforting to you? Maybe something when you were little, somebody that you know. Can you describe what that feels like when you're around your best friend? What that feels like?
It just feels good. I don't have to think twice before I say things.
Your partner and switch. Want me to
Oops. I was widowed 2 years ago. I was widowed.
And we'll turn back and bring our attention here. And I want you to thank yourselves for being willing to go there, because that's also really vulnerable to take a look at those things, because we've been noticing that along with noticing safe spaces, it also brings up all the places that we didn't feel safe. So we're going to do a little bit of creating safety again. So notice if there's places, what's going on in your body. It might be that your body feels great because you've been thinking about that safe place or person. It may also be that you're noticing places that don't feel safe, or emotions that have come up. I want you to notice where you notice those in your body. We're going to take a nice breath in, taking in safety, and exhale, releasing. And one more, just giving your body that permission of feeling whatever it's feeling, saying it's okay. And on the exhale, releasing. You're just giving your body permission to feel. bringing your hand to your heart. And we're going to do a little bit, I'm going to share one of the little tools with you that I teach people. And what you're going to do is find the very bottom of your rib cage there in the middle, and you're going to walk 4 fingers up, approximately 4 fingers up, and you'll find a little space that feels a little bit tender, feels like a little bit of an indent right in the middle there. Does everybody find that? If not, just trust that you're right about that space. And what I do is I do 3 fingers in a row going up, so that way your mind doesn't go, am I doing it right, or worrying about it. You just can press on it. So you're going to press there. It's an acupressure point that helps heal the heart opening. So we're just going to take 3 breaths there just to allow in. If you found that safe space, imagine you're breathing that safe space right there. There's things going on, just imagine you're breathing comfort there. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more breaths. And now just gently cradle your heart like it's a precious little baby. And I want you to notice what you're aware of experiencing there now. If there's a little more safety in your body, a little more comfort in there. And as we're staying anchored here, the thing I want to share is a couple people had questions for me, and we're going to end with those because those are just really powerful. And I didn't get to talk a lot about my story, but the most important thing is that we experience the safety, and that's really what I wanted to share with you. And I wanted you to feel in your body. There's one person that was saying, well, is this then the way that we do safety? We think about a safe place when we're not feeling good. Well, the important thing is not just to do that when you're not feeling good, because at that point your body's going through all kinds of things. It's going to be really tough to access. Safety is something that needs to be a commitment in your life. It needs to be something that you commit to listening to your body, that you commit to creating that safety, so that when something comes up, that it's just a natural thing for you to do. I had another person that I was working with. That okay if I mention? And was talking about how since someone close to her had passed away, since she was widowed, that she hasn't been able to find that safe space anymore. And that can happen to us, that we lose that way of how can I be here in my body? But we were able to go back to a place when she felt really safe and at ease with her grandmother, and you could see her whole body relax, the smile that came onto her face. So we can always create that safety for ourselves. And this is where I'm going to share a little story about myself. I did all kinds of work to become comfortable in my body, and at first did everything on the mental level. I took every class and learned everything, and then I had my son, and oh my gosh, that was so overwhelming, and I realized I really wasn't in my body, and I knew I really got to do something I got to figure this out. And so I started exploring all kinds of other things, and what really led it was to doing a lot of chakra work and learning how to be present with those vulnerable spaces and claiming those parts that I wanted to kick and discard because they were feeling all those uncomfortable feelings. Oh, I don't want to deal with those. And I was in this one class, and with this exercise, and we did this beautiful meditation, and they go back to the place before everything happened, when you felt safe and supported. And I went back, and I went back, and I went back. And I didn't have that place. I was so upset. I cried all the way through lunch. I just was so heartbroken that I must be broken. I can't find that place for myself. And now when I think about safety, I am just it's like a sanctuary for me. I know where to find that in my body. And I know that for me, it's like instead of where I was at, where I looked sexy to people, but I felt so uncomfortable and anxious and worried about everybody else was thinking. And my body had cysts and fibroids and urinary tract infections, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now my body's a sanctuary. Now my body's a place where sexy is about me feeling great in it. And then, it's so wonderful to realize that me feeling great is a gift to everybody around me. And that's the gift I want to share with you. If you want to know more, I have a program, and I have a program coming up. It's a 9-week program, and I'm going to hand out, wherever I put them. I'm going to hand around my cards and a sign-in sheet, and there are 2 flyers here. So I'm just going to hand them around like this. One's on one side, one's on the other, and there's a sign-in sheet. You guys can kind of figure that out. It's a 9-week program coming up on October 10th, and it takes women through step-by-step looking at what their program of safety is, how to reclaim it, how to reclaim their sense of mothering and nurturing, how to create it within a circle of women and be able to take it out in the world to share with their partners, with their children. And I've just seen such transformation happen for women, and it just really excites me. And I also have all kinds of different teleclasses and things that you can do, and I'd love for you to join my mailing list so I can share those and share stories with you. And also have for women, I have a harvest brunch, an equinox brunch that's happening tomorrow. And my 9-week training that's normally $550, I'm offering it to you guys for $150 off for $400 if anybody wants to say, I want to commit to myself today, I want to get that support. And so I just want to thank you so much for having me here, and I'm here for any questions when I ask them, and I hope you come tonight to join the puja. And my mission is to create that so safe that you feel so free to express yourself and you have a wonderful, blissful, joyful time. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiana Love. Yay. You can sit here with me if you want.
Yeah.
Why do you think I became a sex educator? To hang out with cool people. And you can too. So this concludes today's presentations. And tonight we've got the Triple Goddess Puja, the Saturday night puja. Down-and-out. Down-out. Thank you. It's got like John Travolta with a little bindi on. Or like, or Krishna. It'd be awesome. For those who are on the web, we want to thank QUEST.TV. We're going to be doing all this again tomorrow. More presentations, more awesome workshops. If you are interested, for those of you who are actually physically here, the awesome people at QUEST.TV have kind of created maybe you're not going to be here tomorrow, or you're just like, gosh, I want to download all this stuff and show it to my mom or something like that. Maybe not the spanking part. But Dad! And they've got a special deal where you can sign up for all the downloads for a month, and you can check out at the front desk.